What's up, guys? I'm Jesse Spellicy. On this episode of Smart Tips and Tricks, we're gonna go over 5 baits you need to have in your tackle box. All right, guys, so starting at number 5, we're gonna go with the ever popular stickworm, often referred to as a Senko. This is a awesome bait to learn how to fish with. It's super easy. You can rig it multiple different ways, and it catches fish all year round. One of the most popular ways, and my favorite way to rig it, is on a wacky hook. Another very common way to rig this is weedless on a Texas rig with a wide gap hook like so. Just keep it simple. Don't overthink it. Throw it out, let it sink. You're gonna find that everything that swims bites these baits. Pike, walleye, smallmouth bass, largemouth bass, spotted bass. It's gonna catch fish from 10 inches all the way up to 8, 10-pound bass. So that's number 5. All right, coming in at number 4. More bass have been caught on this lure than any other lure known to man. It's the old-fashioned spinnerbait. This bait has not gotten a lot of publicity in recent years due to new variations coming out, but this bait still catches fish. So the way you want to fish this bait is very simple. If you're in a little bit deeper water, sometimes you can throw it out, count it down 5-10 seconds, and then just keep a steady retrieve. Burn it right back in. So not only is it a compact bait, but it also has these blades that create flash, thump, and vibration. And the fish really use that to key in and find the bait. I like a little bit of chartreuse if I'm targeting smallmouth or northern pike, fish that are more aggressive. That chartreuse seems to just trigger a little bit more bites. In good old-fashioned gold, almost every bait fish that swims has some sort of gold flake in it, so you really can't go wrong with gold either. So to wrap it up with the spinnerbait, cast it out, reel it in, 3/8. If you're fishing 10 feet or less, anything deeper than 10 feet, try a 1/2 ounce. Coming in at number 3, one of my favorites. This is the Swimbait. These little guys right here, it mimics a minnow. Every sort of game fish out there eats minnows and bait fish. There's multiple different ways you can rig this thing, and there's many ways you can fish it. The easiest way is very similar to the spinnerbait. Just throw it out there and reel it in. This is a bait you're gonna wanna reel slow and steady. That paddle tail puts off a very subtle but strong vibration. You want this to just look like a little bait fish or minnow just swimming along, very vulnerable in open water. Put it on a heavier head like this. You can get it down deep. You can put it on a very light head like this, fish it high up in the water column. If you got a lot of cover, vegetation, you can rig it weedless on a little flashy hook like this. I'm gonna have this tied on every time I'm fishing. I don't care if I'm practicing or fun fishing or if I'm out for a tournament. Big fish eat small fish. Everything eats minnows. It works 365 days a year and everything bites it. So that's it for number 3, a soft plastic swim bait. Coming in at number 2 is a topwater walking bait, often referred to as a spook. This bait is a fantastic search bait. It's got 2 standout characteristics going for it. 1, it's loud and it calls fish from a long ways. And 2, it's actually on the surface of the water, splashing back and forth, creating a lot of commotion. If you think of being in a bar or a restaurant and there's some guy in a muscle shirt making a lot of noise, everybody knows he's in there, he's drawing attention to himself. It's the same thing this bait's doing. A lot of times fish will strike this out of pure aggression. Not necessarily they're trying to eat it, but they react to it. They don't like it in their space. So this is a little bit more of an advanced technique than the other lures we've gone over. When you're fishing this, you're gonna cast it out and you're gonna slowly walk the dog or twitch your rod tip on slack line. Slack line is the key to this technique. So you're gonna make a turn of the reel, pop your rod tip, and then take up your slack and continue that cadence, and that's gonna create a side-to-side zigzag action of that bait on top of the water, and that's what triggers strikes. Again, a lot of times they just don't like it and they want it out of their space. So that's number 2. That's a topwater walking bait, often referred to as a spook. All right, guys, coming in at number 1. This is my hands down favorite lure of all time. This is a weedless casting jig. If I could only have one lure for the rest of my life, this is gonna be it. Reason being, it's so versatile. And again, everything that swims will bite this lure. One of my favorite ways to rig this is with a small, soft plastic chunk style crawfish trailer on the back. This right here is gonna mimic a crayfish, crawfish, depending on which part of the country you're from. You can also throw a soft plastic swim bait on the back and use this as a bait that you can cast and retrieve. A little bit bigger profile, probably gonna generate a little bit bigger bite. Color selection, keep it super simple. Whites to mimic bayfish. Your greens and browns to mimic crawfish and sunfish. You can throw this thing in a foot of water all the way up to 40 feet of water. It comes in so many different sizes. You know, they make jigs all the way from 1/8 ounce up to 2 ounces. You can swim it, you can hop it, you can flip it, you can skip it. There's endless amounts of possibility with it. And personally, I've won more money on this bait than anything else in my tackle box. And I think that's to be said for a lot of tournament bass fishermen across the country. Again, so this is a weedless casting jig, my personal favorite. This is the bait you can throw 365 days a year. Don't ever go fishing without one of these tied on. All right, guys, hope that helped. These are 5 baits I'm gonna have in my tackle box at all times, no matter where I'm at in the country. USA is gonna be doing a giveaway. All 5 of these lures right here, plus a gear package. Make sure you check the link in the description below to enter. Please like and subscribe and tune in next week.